What is going on, everyone? Tim from Tirfon Orbital. Today is going to be a relatively quick video. I feel like I just went over an install on this same hilt, but we are going to quickly go over an install that I completed on a lost soul from Jawas Junkyard. So this is a hilt based off of Dagangara's hilt. Very, very beautiful hilt from Jawas Junkyard. This is a full steel hilt. I believe this upper section is either brass or it is anodized steel. I actually don't think you can anodize steel, or maybe you can. Maybe I'm completely ignorant and I'm just talking out of my ass. So anyway, very, very hefty hilt. Great feeling hilt. Very, it's a lot of fun installing these hilts. And of course, we do have a window in the midsection of this hilt for a crystal reveal. So I've got a chassis designed for this hilt. So I've already, I think we've gone over this chassis before, but we're going to quickly come into Fusion, talk about the chassis really quick. And then of course, we're going to come up top, talk about how to use the hilt. Then we're going to come back down. We're going to put a blade in it and do a quick demo, and then we will be on our way. Okay. So with all of that out of the way, let's come into Fusion. Okay. So here is the chassis. So let's start at the bottom, right? This chassis was printed in resin. I have a lot of detail going on this chassis, greebly wise. So this is one of those cases where I'm still kind of a hybrid shop when it comes to chassis printing, right? I do I am printing mostly in FDM these days, but when it comes to a chassis like this that has a lot of detail going on, I do still print. I chose to print this in resin, right? So we've got a significant amount of greeblies going on this side. And then of course, on the other side, I do have a 2020 neopixel strip underneath this decorative vent, right? In front of that 2020 neopixel strip is a very thin piece of Mylar. I like putting that in front of my 2020 neopixel strip just to give it a little bit of diffusion, makes it look a little bit more refined. That way you're not staring at a very, very bright neopixel. It makes it look a little bit better in my opinion, right? At the bottom, we have a 28mm bass speaker. Proffie board does sit kind of in this tray. It does slide up underneath this lip. Underneath the Proffie board is a kill switch. I do have my logo down here just above the kill switch. Now this kind of granular detail, this is another one of those payoffs that you get with resin printing, right? So this small detailing, I would not be able to get this kind of fidelity with FDM, the text rather. I can print my logo in FDM. I have done that before with a 0.2 nozzle, but like getting this kind of text, I just cannot get that kind of detail with FDM just yet, right? So I do like that I can get that kind of detail with resin printing, okay? Making our way up, right? So this stem of the chassis is what houses a crystal. I do put a red quartz crystal in this crystal chamber. It's very, very rudimentary crystal chamber, right? Because you're never going to see this part of the chassis. This does live in the upper section of the hilt, right? So this is lit with a single neopixel from below. Okay, I do wire this up as a sub blade. So we've got 3 leads that come up to that neopixel, and they go from that neopixel all the way up to the blade PCB. Okay. And then we have 2 red button tactile switches that make, there are external spring plunger switches on the outside of the hilt. Those are what make a connection to those tactile switches. Okay. And then of course up here is where our lit blade PCB is. And once all of that is wired up, that is all just epoxied in place. Okay, this is a static chassis. Just kind of all of it lives inside of the hilt. And that is it, right? So let's come up top. All right, so here it is, the Lost Soul from Jawas Junkyard. As I mentioned, this is a full steel hilt. So it is nice and hefty, nice and heavy. I feel like Leon over at Jawas Junkyard has been doing a lot of steel hilts lately. The Quartz comes to mind. This hilt is all steel. Very, very beautiful hilt. It's very, very unique looking hilt. I always love when we can get a crystal reveal inside of a hilt. I always feel like that makes it look a little bit more unique, right? And this is obviously true to the game, right? So really, really great looking hilt. I love this little hidden, it's not hidden, but this little detail in the pommel as well. This is heat stained. It comes heat stained from the factory, right? Great looking hilt. Really, really nice hilt, right? And this, of course, is the second generation of this hilt. It has the updated switches, so these are a lot better, a lot more, not accurate, but they do not get hung up. They get hung up less often, right? Anyhow, let's talk about how to use this guy, okay? So to get at your chassis, you want to unthread your grip, obviously. Here is the chassis, okay? So Proffie board is here. Here is our kill switch down underneath that Proffie board. 28mm speaker is here. And here's our battery tray, okay? Let me get a battery. So to put your battery in, you want to make sure the flat part of your battery is going down towards the speaker. So spring side is your negative. Negative part of the battery is that flat part. So put it in your battery tray. Hit your kill switch.
This party's over.
So there is that 2020 neopixel strip. And there is that lit crystal in that crystal chamber. Okay. Proffie V3 in this build. Okay. Let's see what else we got on here. Oops. Okay. So once you get your battery in, you can put your grip on. Just slide your grip on until it stops. Thread your grip on until it stops, rather. There is an O-ring here that also came with the hilt. And you're good to go. See what this one on here. Really great sounding hilt too. So that's it. Let's come down to the bottom. All right. So there's that crystal reveal in that window. Really nice sounding hilt. Let's put a blade in it. Okay, so we have a set screw right around front here that will serve as your blade retention. So loosen that up. I had a blade plug in here for the glams. This is a 7/8 inch blade holder, which I also love about this hilt. And make sure that set screw is fully out here. Okay. So make sure that blade is all the way down, resting on those PCB pins. Then you can tighten that set screw. And then you're ready to go. Really great sounding hilt. So there's that crystal. See what else we got on here. Oops. One more. This is a great sounding
What is
hilt.
it? Father's likeness.
All right, so that is it. That is the Lost Soul from Jawas Junkyard. Great hilt. Great hilt. I mean, how can you go wrong with a crystal reveal like that? It's steel. It's nice and hefty. It's just a great feeling hilt, right? So anyhow, so that's all I've got. To the customer, thank you very much for your patience and return business. If anyone has any questions about this particular chassis or anything really, please do not be a stranger. And with that being said, may the force be with you always. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for watching.